We're at Greenville Country Club. We're here for the Delta Soul Celebrity Golf Tournament. We're raising money for the St. Cecilia Foundation. Joining us now, our good friend Steve Azar, the man himself, and also Nell Knox, Deputy Director at Visit Mississippi. And we appreciate you guys coming on. Morning, everyone. How's everybody doing?
Good morning. Do what?
You can start it off.
I'll start it off, yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's great to be here. This is so much fun. It's my first time.
We tried to get you here.
I know. I got lucky.
I feel like we earned it.
You did.
Got you, right?
Yeah, it's worth waiting for.
Last night was a gritty night, right?
Last night was awesome. Last night was so authentic.
Well, we want people to understand that's what it was like for me growing up.
Yeah.
I want you to know what are the Delta and the history that it's made on the entire world, the influences, the impact. You and I both know that.
We do.
Visit Mississippi.
We do.
I've learned so much about all of what you do.
It's true.
Through our man C. Ray and the team there,
Yes.
and Kamel, and it's been so cool to understand the power of music and the arts and how it can affect our economy.
Well, I mean, I think it's our greatest export. I mean, when you look at what Mississippi has produced, and I mean, just from the musicians, certainly the artists, and if you expand arts and look at the writers, and the fact that we're cultivating that in the youth, and that's what y'all are doing, it's so wonderful.
I got to tell you, I used to be envious of all my Texas friends.
Yeah.
Because Pat Green and Walt Wilkins and Radney Foster, they would talk about, how their state, their music, and all. I said, well, you guys are second. We're first. And maybe you're fourth or fifth. But just because you're Texas doesn't mean you have the best football. You don't. And proof of that is 9 Super Bowl players this year for Mississippi.
Right.
But with that said, I felt like that we were always lacking with celebrating the greatest musicians that were the birthplace of it all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree.
And in the last 10 or 15 years, it's really, it may be a little longer, probably before I got back. And I'm not saying that to do with me. I think Haley Barber started it.
He did.
Ronnie Musgrove, even back in the day when he was talk about the arts, but Haley really stepped it up. And then
he did.
So that tradition has been carried on, and you guys have always seen the value, and it's a tremendous resource for us.
It's true.
It is a natural resource.
Yeah.
It is.
Really is.
So I'll share this with you. Last Friday, a week ago on the program, we were talking about the next day being June the 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
Ode to Billy Joe.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
That's right.
So we started talking about that, and I just made the comment anytime we celebrate that about how richly blessed we are with so many musical artists from Mississippi. And Rhino and I started recalling many of those and discussing it. And then people out there in the text line world started sending names in I didn't even know had connections to Mississippi. And it was exhaustive.
It will work. And let me tell you what. So Big Loud Music was founded by Craig Wiseman. Craig Wiseman is one of the biggest songwriters in Nashville history, where he's from Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now you've got Hardy doing his thing, and this next generation. Mm-hmm. And I've had many, Ben Johnson, some folks that have done stuff for Justin Timberlake, and they come out of the woodworks. It's like, and Meridian's been really hot.
Right.
It has.
Right.
I've been interested in Meridian lately, what's going on there.
I have too.
And then Holly Brand's going to be here, and last year she played, and Miss Mississippi, and then she almost got to the end of The Voice. I just love it; just never ends.
Pretty incredible.
I love it.
Well, even when I was growing up around central Mississippi, it was Tommy Aldridge was drummer. Black Oak, Arkansas.
Yeah.
I was an old amateur drummer.
Yeah.
And he, as I recall, was the first guy to come out with a double bass.
Yeah, he probably was.
He kind of was the
I
first
want to ask
guy.
our boy Sean Drover, who plays with from Megadeth.
Yeah.
About Sean's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I wonder if he'd know that trivia.
Tommy Aldridge.
Yeah, it's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah. He's the first guy I remember that featured the double bass drums.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm going to tell you guys, I'll never forget the time when I walked out behind my dad's liquor store, and Eugene Powell, I was a 10, and he was playing back there for Postman at the end of their workday.
Wow.
Sitting on old Pepsi crates. I can see it now, and it was the most vivid, real, and I was locked. At that point, it was like it was over for me.
Right.
And it was I got inspired to the point I'm still doing it.
Well, I think it just shows how much music's a part of the culture here.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, it's everywhere. It's from that to, we've all grown up around music. We encourage the music arts, and you're seeing it so much more in the schools. I think it's a wonderful thing.
I still would love to become the state. Texas is really good about you don't have to leave the state lines. You can make a really big living. We've got that much talent here.
Absolutely.
And there ain't no per capita thing. We have that much talent. And it'd be great if that would work. You deal with population. So at that point, population matters, because if you're in a city of 2 million people, you can go play a 300-400 seat theater, and make a good living in different cities. That's where we struggle there, because we just don't have the size.
Yeah.
But we have the size and heart and soul. So you just got to figure. We're doing a really good job, I think, of understanding that now.
I know I've asked you this before, Steve, but I think it bears discussing again. What's your inspiration, and why are there so many artists that hail from the great state of Mississippi? What's the deal?
I mean, as an artist, I can just tell you that it's the easiest thing that ever happened to me. So it's an honest thing, and when it's honest and you can go really work hard. Look, I know no artist. Little Milton used to tell me. He called me Little Azar, and he goes, "You're going to do this," because he'd see me go from a small little van to 2 big trucks, and 2 big all this equipment and all. And he goes, "You're going to do this, Little Azar, Little Azar." Well, what he would say is he worked his tail off. B.B. King, if he was still alive, he'd still be playing 270 dates a year. I mean, if you gave him 300 and a leap year, 366, he'd do it. Hard work. Bob Seger, when I was on the road with Bob, everything with the success and everything in every way of life is because you put that time in, because you want to do it. And we're in the business of passion, so you get excited and compassion. So I just think that we're not afraid to work at something we love.
Yeah, it's a grind, but it's a labor of love, right?
Yeah. Well, there's nothing better than writing a song, recording it, but when you take it to the people, and that feeling you get, it's like that you finished it. You finished the process, and so it's a gift.
It's a common thread with musical artists, isn't it, Steve? That's what you hear them say.
A lot of people don't get to go all the way with it. They're left lacking because I don't think that sometimes. And I hate that, because you should be able to get the whole experience. Yeah. To me, a song is born when it's on stage, not, and then that process. But it all starts with a great song, I can tell you that. Mississippi's, there are plenty of people that have written great songs.
Oh, do they ever? So.
How big a draw is that, Nell?
Well, I think people are coming, especially our international audiences. Those are tourists who are looking for the authentic experience.
Yeah.
We hear that a lot in the tourism circles now. Everyone that is coming to Mississippi is going to get an authentic experience. That's what we offer. And so when you're being, a true tourist and going into the Delta and hearing this music, I mean, you can see the culture of encouragement. These are young musicians who are hearing from the ones who came before them, like Steve said, do this. You can do this. And I think people come here to see that and be a part of it.
I'm on the other side of it now, so I understand what Little Milton,
Yeah.
And it's cool.
Yeah, it's
cool to
really
be on
awesome.
The other side.
You know what? In this week, I've been south in our state. Was down in the southern part around the coast, and then up here in the Delta today. And of course, doing this job, traveling all over. And you really do get that firsthand exposure to the diversity of the landscape and the cultures
It's true.
in one set of borders. I wonder how much that plays into.
I was going to ask a question when you said that. I just wonder.
Well, one thing we've talked about a lot lately is that for the tourists, they don't see the borders the same way we do, and it is more fluid. It's the South, and we want them to come into Mississippi. Yeah. But when you look at the coast versus Greenville and that kind of thing, what's wonderful is that we're all working together. Yeah. And I think that that's what Visit Mississippi does well, is that we're bringing all of that together and partnering and doing that work from the public sector, private sector, nonprofits. And when we do that for the tourists, that creates a more universal experience. Like, they go to the coast, but then we encourage them also see Greenville. Yeah. Tour all over the state. Don't be limited by the border of this town or that town. See it all.
I mean, what a contrast in 24 hours being here in the Delta and being on the coast yesterday.
And when I was writing Mississippi as a bicentennial song originally, I was seeing it all, going like, how am I going to, how long is it going to be?
Right.
Right? And it's as long as American
It's about
Pie
30 verses.
Right. But you know what? The beauty in that is I've seen kids from all over the state now sing every word. Every syllable.
I love that.
And I love that. I do too.
That's awesome. We got just a couple of seconds left. Real quick about the event, the tournament. What we doing?
12th year. Nell's
awesome.
first year.
Hooray!
We've donated around 1.2 million to the various arts things, and we want to get bigger and better.
That's incredible.
But we're sold out. We sold out really early this year.
Saw that.
And about 75% of our money, and I could be wrong, so comes from out of state, and they park it, maybe more.
That's great.
And they
awesome.
park it here.
That's
And
awesome.
they keep coming back. Relationships have been built, and it's a big old Delta Soul family.
That's what it's all about, is the
And you guys,
relationships.
SuperTalk, come on.
Yeah.
Look what they've done. You guys have done. For us, I mean, it does not happen without you.
It's awesome.
Do you understand that?
It's gonna be a great.
Nell,
We got it.
Gerard, it doesn't
It's
happen
awesome.
without you
Appreciate
guys.
it. We're going to have
Love
a
you
great
guys.
day today. Good to see you guys.
Yeah.
We're coming right back with Charles Nabholz, Chairman Emeritus of Nabholz Construction
My
Company.
father-in-law.
That's what I understand. We're coming
All right,
right back,
then.
folks. Stay with us.